Imagine for a moment that you could relive your life exactly as it was. Every joy, every pain, every mistake, every achievement, infinite times. Would you embrace this possibility or run from it? This question leads us to the heart of one of Friedrich Nietzsche's most powerful philosophical concepts, Amor Fati, literally, love of fate. Nietzsche challenges us with a bold idea. What if, instead of merely accepting life, we learned to love everything that happens to us, the good and the bad? This is the spirit of Amor Fati, not wishing for a different life, but passionately embracing the destiny that is ours. This is not a philosophy for the weak. It is a call to those who dare to live without reservations. Nietzsche wasn't speaking of distant theory. He was speaking of himself, of his daily struggle against pain, illness, loneliness, and failure. Everything that could have destroyed him, he transformed into an essential part of his worldview. Nietzsche's health was marked by frailty. From a young age, he suffered from severe migraines, digestive problems, eye pain, and episodes of near blindness. At times, he was bedridden for weeks, completely exhausted. His academic life was cut short early because his body couldn't keep up with the intensity of his mind. But it wasn't just physical. There was also profound loneliness. He never married, his loves were rejected, his friendships often severed. And to this was added the burden of being rejected by colleagues and critics who considered his philosophy too obscure or delusional. It was in this context of chronic pain, isolation, and misunderstanding that Nietzsche formulated one of his most radical ideas, Amor Fati. It's not about loving life when it's easy, but about learning to love fate precisely when it seems unbearable. Nietzsche wrote, "My formula for human greatness is Amor Fati, to want nothing different, neither in the future, nor in the past, nor for all eternity." For him, every suffering, every rejection, every health crisis was the raw material for an inner transformation. It wasn't enough to endure. It was necessary to wish for everything to be exactly as it was. Amor Fati is born from a life marked by losses and from a rare courage, the courage to say yes even to suffering. As he himself wrote, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." Many people confuse Amor Fati with passive resignation or fatalism. But Nietzsche was proposing something revolutionary, transforming our relationship with suffering and with life's randomness. It's not about being passive, but finding an active and creative way to embrace our complete existence. While the Stoics preached serene acceptance of fate, Nietzsche goes further. He proposes that we love our destiny passionately, that we see beauty even in what hurts us. Amor Fati is intimately connected to Nietzsche's concept of eternal return. If you knew your life would repeat exactly the same way forever, would you change anything? Amor Fati is the affirmative answer to this existential question. Yes, I would live everything again, exactly like this. Nietzsche saw resentment as a poison that prevents us from living fully. When we carry grudges from the past or blame circumstances, we become slaves to what we reject. Amor Fati is the key to breaking these chains. This concept is part of Nietzsche's larger project to reevaluate values. Instead of judging experiences as simply good or bad, we can learn to see each experience as necessary for who we become. When we practice Amor Fati, we stop torturing ourselves with thoughts like, what if I had done differently? Every mistake, every loss, every difficult moment comes to be seen as an essential part of our story. This frees us to live in the present. Instead of victimizing ourselves in the face of difficulties, Amor Fati teaches us to find meaning and even beauty in suffering. Not because suffering is good in itself, but because it is part of the complex fabric of human existence. When we stop fighting against our nature and circumstances, we free up creative energy. We can channel our life force to create, instead of wasting it on complaints and resistance. Amor Fati also extends to the people in our lives. We love others not despite their flaws, but including their imperfections as an integral part of who they are. Practice being grateful not just for good things, but also for difficult experiences that shaped your strength and wisdom. Ask yourself, how did this difficulty contribute to who I am today? Instead of seeing your life as a series of accidents and misfortunes, practice seeing it as a work of art under construction. Each brushstroke, even those that seem wrong, contributes to the beauty of the whole. Amor Fati teaches us to fully embrace the present moment, with all its imperfections and uncertainties. It is here now that we can practice this philosophy of life. As Nietzsche said, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." Amor Fati teaches us to see each obstacle as an opportunity for growth and self-overcoming. Practicing Amor Fati doesn't mean denying or suppressing difficult emotions. It means allowing them to exist while maintaining a larger perspective on their role in our journey. It's important to distinguish between loving our destiny and being passive in the face of injustice or possibilities for change. Amor Fati doesn't make us conformists, but gives us strength to act from a place of acceptance, not bitter resistance. How can we love our current destiny while still working to improve our lives? The answer lies in acting from love, not from desperation or rejection of the present. We live in an era of rapid change and constant uncertainty. Amor Fati offers a philosophical anchor. Instead of resisting uncertainty, we can learn to dance with it. In a time when we constantly compare our lives to others, Amor Fati reminds us that our unique journey, with its specificities, is exactly what we should celebrate. Applying Amor Fati to work means finding meaning not just in successes, but also in failures and career detours that led us to unexpected discoveries about ourselves. Amor Fati is not an easy philosophy to live. It requires courage, the courage to embrace life without reservations, to find beauty in imperfection, to love even when it's difficult. But perhaps it's exactly this difficulty that makes this philosophy so powerful. When we learn to love our destiny, we are not just accepting life, we are actively participating in it as co-authors of our own story. We transform what could be an existence of resistance and resentment into a living work of art. Nietzsche invites us to one of the most courageous questions we can ask ourselves. Do you love your life enough to live it eternally, exactly as it is? The answer to this question could be the beginning of a profound transformation. Life doesn't ask us if we want the challenges we face, but Amor Fati reminds us that we have a fundamental choice. We can live in constant resistance to what is, or we can embrace our complete existence as a sacred dance between light and shadow. Perhaps true freedom doesn't lie in controlling what happens to us, but in transforming our relationship with what we cannot control. And perhaps in the end, we will discover that this imperfect and unpredictable life is exactly the life we would choose to live infinite times.